Howdy folks, and welcome back to Random Acts of Violence, the video series where instead of relying on your fantastic replays to carry the content on the channel, I actually have to get off my fat arse and drive the tanks myself. We're going to kick things off with an E75 replay, German Tier 9 heavy tank, a very, very strong tank indeed. This is a Tier 10 match on Ensk. I do like this map. I've had some fantastic games on this map. I don't know what it is I like about it, but I like Ensk as maps go. And it's a Tier 10 game, but the E75 does not care about your Tier 10 tanks. E75 is a strong tank. German engineering. E75 can handle Tier 10s. This was a very, very quick game. It was one of those matches where you really, really have to struggle to get any kind of damage done because your team's just too good. I have to admit, damn it, my team was too good is pretty minor as complaints go, and it's certainly better than the alternative. Anyway, backing up the big boys, and it makes a nice change to see all your Tier 10s where they should be, when suddenly a wild Jaegeru appears, and I did get spotted, so I'm wasting no time getting into concealment from that monster's gun on the other side of this building, and knowing that there's a Jaegeru there just waiting to take pot shots, I'm not awfully keen on directly following our Tier 10s up the middle there, so instead looking for opportunities to flank. Side scrape up around this building, have a look down the road. Sixth sense doesn't go off, nobody's shooting at me, seems all clear. So, alright, let's advance. Turns out, however, I'm not the only person to have the idea of coming around the flank. There goes an Object 140. And that's bad news for him, because wrong place, wrong time. Object 140's frontal hull armour is not particularly good. I start side scraping again because initially I thought that Object 140 was going for me, but he's got his sights set on the E100 and he's brought an IS-3 with him as well. I'll sit here because I think the IS-3 was going to back up, so to angle around the corner and take pot shots at the E100 from behind, but he's just sitting in the middle of the road and typical. But the E100's in trouble, so I can't hang around here. Object 140's had enough and he's just had his tracks blown off. And I'm about to claim myself my first Tier 10 medium kill in this game, which is nice. E100's taken some hits, but he's still in the fight, and the IS-3 is not looking particularly clever, and if he doesn't get... yeah, there we go, IS-7 finished him off. E100 wasn't alone up there, he did have support from some of the other Tier 10s. So we've beaten back the initial assault, and it's time to counter-attack, and I spy a big fat juicy Jagdpanzer E100. Can I get a side shot? I can get a side shot, thank you very much. He knows I'm here now. No idea what his reload status is, and his gun's pointing this way. And as long as his gun's pointing this way, I am quite happy to let that E100 go around the corner first. Got no interest whatsoever in getting shot by that thing's gun. But now he's turned. So, okay. And... yeah. Well, I'm not going to sit around here fighting for the last scraps of that Jaegeru's health. I need to push on and continue this counterattack. And as I come around the corner, oh, you sneaky, stealthy American artillery bastard. Gun reloads, snapshot, kill him. And I think that is the first time I have ever been hit by a T-92, and it's done no damage. So that's nice. And I got the kill. Hooray! And oh look, another Jaegeru. Angle wasn't great, but the rear turret hatch, yeah, you can penetrate that even at that angle. So, hooray. More damage done. Quick look at the map. Not really worth chasing those guys. They're about to run into all kinds of problems. Instead, I am going to... well, now that this ST1's just fired, I'll take a pot shot at him. Lovely jubbly. Chew on that one, Ivan. And while he's reloading, I'll pull back. Now... our Jaegeru is heading the other way, and I do have all of my health, and the ST1 is damaged. And we're both strong tanks frontally. I could go down that road and take him on face to face, and probably win. But I'd probably take some damage doing it, and why take on a tank from the front, when you can sneak around the side and shoot him in the flank? It just makes more sense. You know, have a look at the map. And look just to the south of my location. See the E100? You see what's with him? It's our M40 artillery. That's the kind of game this was. Everybody was just desperate to get some damage done. The artillery's actually come up to the front lines to go tank destroyer. So, and yeah, and quickly as that, game over. Now, I was a bit surprised when I saw the results of this battle, because it certainly didn't feel like a particularly good game. I mean, it wasn't a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but it was one of those matches where your team's just so good that you really have to struggle and push to get any kind of damage done. And yet, while it's only a second-class mastery badge, first-class mastery badges and ace tanker badges are pretty hard to come by in the E75. It's a very strong tank, and there are a lot of very good players driving it. But nearly 86,000 credits? That didn't feel like an 86,000 credit game. Apparently I spotted 6 tanks. What? Well, okay, the T92 and the Object 140 I get, but I spotted a T44? No, I didn't. I didn't see any T44s. Well, apparently I did. It turns out I'd actually done 3,300 damage, which was second only to one of the Jagdpanzer E100s. What? Don't laugh, that's good for me. And I finished first on experience earned. And that's, of course, because with the exception of the ST1, every single tank that I shot at and damaged in that game was a tier higher than me. And speaking of things that aren't tier 10 in that match, have a look at our tier 8 heavies, the VK4502 and the 110. The 4502 managed to get nearly 1,300 damage done and finished 4th on experience earned in a tier 10 game. And 5th on experience earned was all 110, another tier 8 heavy tank. Didn't do as much actual damage as the 4502, but look at the spot and damage that he got. Of course, you have to give credit to the tier 10 tanks on our team as well. They all did a fantastic job. The E100s, the IS-7, the Jagdpanzer E100s. How many times have you been on a match like this where your tier 10s all hide at the back and they don't come out until all the tier 9s and 8s have gone forward and died for them? Well, the guys in this team just didn't do that. They got stuck in. They went up front where they should be. They took the fight to the enemy, and it was because they were doing their job that we were able to do our job. I only got shot at once in that entire game, thanks to our tier 10s doing the proper job that they're supposed to do. It was a really, really good team. Speaking of games that didn't feel that good at the time, but then pleasantly surprised me when I got to the results screen, this was a match played on Winter Himmelsdorf last night on Rita's live stream. I joined Rita for an hour or two, and we had a lot of fun. This was the second game that we played, I think. I'm in the Sherman Firefly. She's in her new secret weapon, the VK3001P. I was very surprised to see her having fun driving that tank. My recollections of that machine are pretty disastrous. But then again, I was driving it back before the matchmaking buff. I was driving it when that thing could get into tier 9 games. Yeah. Well, speaking of bad matchmaking, this is, obviously we're in tier 6 tanks, and this is a tier 8 game. Now, the Firefly does have a very, very good gun, but it's not a particularly good tank. The armor's terrible, the speed's mediocre, the gun depression is acceptable. But it is a 17-pounder gun on a tier 6, so, you know, that makes up for a lot. My driving skills, on the other hand, I think, oh, I'll just come around this corner and head up to the middle, and, oh, who put that building there? Jingles, you noob. There's no way I was going to go up to the top of the hill in this thing. Not in a tier 8 match. The gun depression isn't good enough and the turret isn't good enough. So instead I thought, well, I'll come around here and I'll take pot shots at... And, you know, and this, again, this is another case of, damn it, team, stop being good. I thought, I'll come around here and I'll take shots up at the tanks. And you can see Rita's already scored a hit on one of them. Take shots up at the tanks on the hill, but... wouldn't you know it, the team just wins the hill instantly. So there's absolutely nothing for me to shoot at down here. And I honestly thought this was just going to be just another missed opportunity game where wrong place, wrong time, nothing to shoot at, nothing to do, and then everybody on your team dies and suddenly you're left looking at all the enemy tier 8s. Well, it didn't end up like that. It didn't feel at the time like a particularly good game. I mean, I haven't even fired the gun yet. Coming up trying to get some shots at these guys as they come around through the gaps, but no, that's never gonna... is it? Maybe? Wow, I did some damage. Or did I? Or was that Rita doing some damage? Because at that angle I just didn't feel like this gun was ever going to penetrate. That was probably me hitting and bouncing and Rita actually doing some damage with the 88mm, so... great. And we're being capped. Well, it's in counter, so there's somebody in the cap circle. Now, there's an E25 has sneaked around, and I don't have shots at these guys. But can I get that E25? It's a bit of a risk. But if I didn't have shots at those guys on the other side of the central square, then they don't have shots at me. So I'll take the chance to come out and bingo, got a kill. Didn't do a lot of damage, but I got a kill. Move up, get into cover. Now, will be proximity detected here. These guys will know I'm here. Take a shot. Oh, crap. There on the tracks. There goes all of my health. I think I got hit by the SU-152. Reloading time to put another one into that guy. But, well, can't blame anybody else for that. I mean, it was all me. I made a bad decision. I knew, as I approached the corner and popped around, that the 3001 was going to be ready to put a shot into me. But I thought, well, I've got the health. I can probably put 2 into him for every one that he puts into me. But I wasn't paying attention. There's an SU-152 at the bottom end of the road, and I'm very, very lucky to still be alive. But I'm not in a very good situation. I've been in better condition in tanks before. I might, depending on what's shooting at me, might be able to take one more hit. I'm not going to hit that E25, but I might be able to get this SU-152 if he pulls back. Yep, he is. And, okay, so some damage done. Oh, the Cheeto. That ain't good. Oh, and wow. Okay, I hit him, and he bounced. Now, can I do it again? He's disappeared, which means he's no longer spotting me either. Is he still going to be sitting there with his gun pointing, waiting for me to come out? That's the question. Have I given it enough time? Oh, he's fired. And I hit him again, and I stick around, and he doesn't miss that one, and I miss that one. Now, if somebody so much as farts in my general direction, I am dead. I cannot afford to take another hit. Based on past experience, I am expecting that Cheeto to just be sitting there patiently waiting for me to pop out around the corner again so he can kill me. But the cavalry's arrived off the hill, and that's made him turn his turret around, so I'm not going to waste any time. He's turning back to me, but I managed to kill him anyway. I think I actually managed to put that one through his gun mantlet. The armour penetration indicator turned yellow at the last second as his gun turned around to point back towards me, but they managed to kill Rita. No. Worry not, Rita, I will avenge you. There's the SU-152. Bit of personal vengeance here as well. Second shot, trying to blow his tracks off, and that doesn't matter. Team's killed him. Only 2 of them left now. E25 just took a big hit. He's trying to make a last stand. There's a Panther 2 around there somewhere as well. Probably on the other side of the railway station. I may get another shot in. I may die. You can barely see my health bar. Type 58 going around. Oh, there's the Panther. Ah, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. Artillery's got a surprise for him. Oh, did you see that? Well, anyway, it didn't seem like a particularly good game, did it? I mean, well, it wasn't a particularly good game. I so thought until I came to the results screen. So the results screen pops up, and Rita's saying, "Oh, Jingles, well done." And I'm thinking, are you trying to be funny? Because it didn't feel like a good game. Until I realised I'd done over 1,500 damage. Where the hell did that come from? And that's not all. Guess what? First on experience earned again. Tier 6 medium tank and Tier 8 game. On a city map. With no armour. But there's a lot of experience to be earned in World of Tanks if you're in that kind of position. Just keep your tank alive and keep your gun firing. But once again, as in the E75 match in the previous game on Ensk, it wasn't really me. That was the team coming to my rescue. I made some horrendously bad decisions at the start of that game, and very, very nearly paid for it with my tank. And I was only able to survive because as I dug in, the team came to the rescue. Our Tier 8s and Tier 7s, as in the previous matches Tier 10s, did their job. And as a team, we were able to fairly convincingly, not as convincingly as in the previous game, but fairly convincingly kick the arse of the opposition there on Himmelsdorf. Well, anyway, that's enough of me being carried by my team. Let's turn things on the head for a moment, shall we? Let's see me carrying my team for a change. And when you have to carry your team in World of Tanks, you want to drive either the Panzer IIJ or the BTSV. The Panzer IIJ, if you don't mind feeling dirty and spending lots of gold and having to take a shower afterwards because it's completely overpowered. And the BTSV, if you're feeling competitive and you want to at least give the enemy team a small chance. Me and Rita both have our BTSVs. This was from Rita's live stream last night. This was actually the first match that we played. In case you've never seen the BTSV before, it's an ultra rare premium tier 3 Soviet light tank. I think it's only been on sale in the gift shop once. If you want to get your hands on one of these things, you pretty much have to spend real money on a gift code, and they are not cheap, but they're worth it. This tank is so much fun. I'm chasing Rita to the top of the hill here. She thinks she's going to make it up there ahead of me. I don't think so. You have to turn a corner. This thing doesn't turn corners particularly well, by the way. It's like a rocket in a straight line, and it's all about the sloped armour. The armour on this thing isn't actually that thick, but it's all sloped at 45 degrees, which makes it incredibly difficult to penetrate. Top tip, and my apologies in advance to any BTSV owners out there, because I'm about to give your secrets away. If you're shooting at one of these things, aim for the turret. Yay, killed a martyr. Unfortunately, Rita has run into arch nemesis of the BTSV, the BT7. BT7's 45mm gun. Well, I was going to go for the Panzer 1C, but he can't hurt us, so instead I kill the threat, and there's my first kill. I've nailed the BT7, and now we can just take our time killing this guy. His autocannon just cannot penetrate our armour. And so we've won the hill, and oh, a Marder. Now, Marder can hurt us as well, so ramming speed, boom. Now where you going? Now where you going? What are you going to do? Now what are you going to do? Come on, come on, going to kill him, going to kill him. I can't believe it took me that many shots to kill him. And off we go. So that's kill number 2. Yes, that's kill number 2. Rita's taken some damage from the BT7. You see, they do have tanks on their team that are capable of penetrating our armour, which usually isn't the case if you're driving a Panzer 2J, and this is why I don't feel guilty when I'm driving the BTSV the same way I do when I'm driving the Panzer 2J. Oh, all the artillery. All the artillery. Oh no, they've killed Rita. You see, you can kill BTSVs. You don't have to feel guilty about driving the BTSV. Oh, hang on, that guy's aiming at me. Oh, and I've missed. Oh, that's alright, so and there's the second arty kill. And now we'll finish this guy off. And, oh, another arty kill. Am I going to get a Pascucci's medal? I've lost track of the kills. Come on, scumbag. Come on. I'll take you all on. Oh, the FCM Pack 40 took a shot. He is dangerous. He can hurt me. He's taken another shot and missed. He's dead. Now I can take my time earning my Pascucci's medal. Yeah, you can run, but you can't hide, little arty. There's a Pascucci's medal. And look at this. We thought the Panzer 3A was actually AFK. He's not. He moved. He's just either a very, very, very bad bot or a terrible, terrible AFK. And I don't care, because it's free kills and it's free experience and it's free credits. And that was, I think, my 8th kill. And that didn't last very long, did it? This tank is incredible. So that was a fun way to start off the live stream, curb stomping at tier 3 in overpowered premium Russian light tanks. And that's it for this episode of Random Acts of Violence. I don't expect you to have learned anything from this video, except perhaps that you should have bought a BTSV when it was available. But I hope you've at least been entertained. As always, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time.